gonna hope that this is working, because this is the second time I'm filming this. So I believe that it is working. I'm going to hope that it is working. Like I said, it's the second time I'm filming this because I went on a complete side tangent that y'all wouldn't have cared about. I will say what I was going to say at the end of the video. That way, if you really want to know what the hell it is, it's nothing that important, but I'll get it off my chest then. But like I said, second time trying to film this, and it is our second Ring of Honor review of the week. If you did not watch the ROH Global Wars review that took place earlier this week, I highly recommend that you do. I had fun watching that show and reviewing it. I'm having a lot of, I just completely botched what I was saying. This is a fun show that happened tonight. A lot happened. Like I said, we're in the temporary setup. It's easier to just film this way for the time being. Now, if you notice these four individuals that are here, they're all former Ring of Honor World Champions. So y'all can watch these guys wrestle while I discuss what the hell happened on the 104th edition of Ring of Honor on Honor Club. So let's go ahead and get right into it. From the start, we saw highlights from Global Wars Australia, which in my side notes I did write down to recommend y'all watch that. So hopefully you did and or do so. We also have a Ring of Honor World title match set up this weekend on Collision with Chris Jericho defending against former Ring of Honor World Champion and ROH Six-Man Tag Team Champion Bandito. So hopefully next time around on the ROH reviews, I could discuss a title change. But we will see what the hell happens then. I also want it to be known that this is the hyped up Ring of Honor arena that I was talking about. It's nothing that fancy, and y'all already saw it because I'm 99% sure I used it for the Global Wars review. So, that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the 104th episode of ROH on Honor Club. Our opening contest was Death Riders member and 1/3 of the AEW Trios champions, Wheeler Yuta versus Fuego del Sol. There is no code of honor, but a smack to the face by Yuta. Yuta has an aggressive side early. Outside of a few punches and a double stomp by Fuego, he doesn't really do much and loses after Yuta lands a running knee for the count of 3. After the match, Yuta grabs a chain from under the ring and chokes it and wraps it around Fuego's neck. So, a very aggressive side of Wheeler Yuta, one that we're not used to seeing in Ring of Honor, but if you've been watching AEW the past couple of weeks and months, then we've kind of got used to it. Next matchup in the women's division is Rachel Ellering versus Abaddon. It's been quite a while since we've seen both of these two compete, so what the hell happened in this match? I'm here to tell you. It's back and forth early, with Abaddon missing on a forearm and Ellering missing on a senton attempt. Abaddon lands a leg drop and a meteora, while Ellering hits a suplex and a senton for the count of 2, but Abaddon lands a cutter and the Black Dahlia to pick up the victory. As our next matchup, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of competitors involved, so bear with me, I guess. But it is a 12-man tag with Jack Jameson, Griff Garrison, and Preston Vance, accompanied by Cole Carter at ringside, and they are collectively known as the Frat House, teaming up with Smart Mark Sterling, Tony Nese, and Ari Daivari of the Premier Athletes, and they are facing Top Flights. I added an S to it when I didn't have to. Top Flight, the Von Erichs, and the Outrunners. Before the match starts, we see that Jack Jameson has been initiated into the Frat House, which is a bit weird considering when this whole idea was presented, he was the one that created the group, so I don't really know why he had to be initiated, but he did it and had to drink something out of a cup. It looked like water, but the way that they were reacting, it probably was stinky water because they kept covering their noses and whatnot. And the rest of the group gives him Frat House gear, and they all have matching gear. I don't think Cole Carter did, but he wasn't in the matchup. So, like I said, we have a big 12-man tag going on here with Darius Martin and Tony Nese starting the matchup off. As always, with these extremely multi-man tag team matches, we get frequent tags, which is the case here. Turbo Floyd gets trapped in his opponent's corner, and all of the partners get pulled off the apron at one point when he tries to make a tag. We get a big dive to everyone at once at one point. A big tag is made by Turbo. We get Smart Mark Sterling and Jack Jameson trying to do the Outrunners handshake, which this kind of is a staple of every Outrunners match. The opposing team tries to do the handshake, and I don't think any have really been successful in doing so. At least that was the case here as the Outrunners push them out of the way. The Von Erichs give the premier athletes the Iron Claw, while Top Flight Superkick Griff Garrison and Preston Vance, with the Outrunners hitting the Total Recall on Smart Mark Sterling to win for their team. Now we have a good matchup take place between Billy Starks versus Hyen. Athena comes out with Starks to start the match, but goes to the back, but yells at her before doing so, giving Starks a bit of an edge and a bit of an aggressive side to start this matchup off. Hyen attempts to make a comeback, but it doesn't really do much, as Starks is still aggressive throughout the match, landing several forms, a super kick and a slam out of an electric chair to pick up the victory. So now we have a big, oh my goodness, we're about to see what the hell's happened here because we got a double pin. That was hilarious. Both kicked out at 299. I won't lie to y'all. I like to restart the match that way I don't have to go through the damn menu and whatnot, but this has been a good match from what I've been paying attention to, so I won't do that to y'all. I'll just set up another match. Oh, we're about to have the same thing happen? It's 2, so at least it did. But we have a television title match take place next, one that's been set up and teased for the past couple of weeks, and that is Komander defending against Lee Johnson. This matchup happened on the January 30th Ring of Honor on Honor Club, and I only know that because I saw the tweet saying set. But the main point of that match and in the proving ground is that Lee Johnson surpassed the 10-minute time limit and earned this title shot tonight. So it is Komander versus Lee Johnson once more. We get no code of honor as we see Johnson having a cocky side to him and taunting a lot. And the exact phrase that he kept saying was, am I supposed to be worried about him? Why should I be worried about him? Until Komander lands an arm drag and head scissors to the outside. Things start to change up once EJ Ndoku distracts the champion. Johnson has an advantage until they battle on the apron with Komander hitting a Hurricane Rana into the ring. Another Hurricane Rana is hit into the corner, while Johnson quickly lands a drop kick afterwards. A Poison Rana by Komander gets a close 2 count, and we get a top rope suplex with Lee Johnson holding on and taking it to the outside where he hits a big brain buster. At this point, we see EJ Ndoku grab the television championship, and Alex Alvarentis is having none of it and steals it right back, with Johnson and Komander going back of the ring, and Johnson going after the ankle of Komander and hitting a frog splash for a 2 count, following that up with a Fisherman Buster's suplex for a 2 count. Then Komander sees that both Lee J members are on the outside, and it takes him a bit of... He's trying to go for the Rope Rock Shooting Star, but his ankle is hurt, so it gives Lee Johnson enough time to roll to the outside, and he's right next to EJ Ndoku, who both of them are together with Komander hitting a dive, and he puts Lee Johnson back into the ring to hit the Rope Walk Shooting Star to retain his title. I actually really enjoy this matchup. Komander, I haven't liked the Proving Ground matches because the 2 of note had the same finish and the same thing happening, so it wasn't that interesting. But at least when it came to the actual title match, it's been very good matchups. I enjoyed this one, and I enjoyed his TV title match last week against Nick Wayne, even though I think this match was a little better. I don't really have to compare that much. As we do get an extremely quick bout once more before our main event takes place. And this match is the Gates of Agony versus Exodus Prom. Exodus Prom do not even get a chance to be introduced, and I wouldn't have known who it was if the commentaries team did not say it, as the Gates of Agony immediately attack and dominate the matchup, winning with the Gates of Agony. As now we do have a pretty big match take place, and there's a lot going on. And I will say the best recommendation, because there's a lot of things that, this is one of those matchups where you probably need to see it. My detail and description of the match is not really going to do it justice. But we have a 6-man Lucha Rules matchup taking place between Hechicero, Soberano Jr., Barbaro Cavernario versus Sammy Guevara, Fuego, and Black Panther, who 5/6 of the match outside of Sammy are CMLL talent. And I've seen all these competitors except for Fuego and Barbaro Cavernario, who is the one name that I know for sure that I'm struggling to say. And even the commentary team just kept saying the caveman. That way they didn't have that problem as well. But like I said, I'm going to try to do my best to do this match justice because a lot did take place. But earlier in the show, this is a very quick backstage segment from Global Wars Australia, which kind of plays a factor into this match, where we see the MXM collection as they still have one half of the tag team championship, specifically Sammy Guevara's, and we see them celebrating and mentioning, hey, we're still the tag team champions, so they're celebrating the match from Global Wars, even though they did not pick up the pinfall, and they still have the damn championship and are on top of the stage to watch this matchup. We don't get any legal competitors to start the bout off. I always like to acknowledge who the first 2 men are to start the tag match, but everybody is involved under these Lucha rules. Fuego hits a series of arm drags early, with Sammy being under attack early, mainly by Hechicero. Fuego gets triple teamed by his opponents, and while it is held up by Hechicero, gets leg dropped by Soberano Jr. Black Panther delivers series of backbreakers to all of his opponents, with Sammy hitting a series of dives to the outside. Black Panther moves out of the way of a Hechicero dropkick, sending him to the outside, where Cavernario lands a big frog splash onto Panther. The MXM collection then attacks Sammy while the referee's back is turned, setting up Hechicero to be able to trap Fuego into a pinfall, meaning that Hechicero, Soberano Jr., and Barbaro Cavernario, I hate saying that, but the caveman, as they kept saying on commentary, win the matchup. Probably the biggest thing to come from this episode was the MXM collection touching Hechicero, which was a big moment. But their celebration does not get to last long, as they go to attack Sammy and get attacked right back, with Mason Madden running off with the championship and surrendering Mansoor, who gets hit with a GTH, and ending this episode of Ring of Honor. So, a lot happened. I enjoyed this episode. It was the second ROH review that I had to do this week, so a lot of ROH. I'm going to hope that this time next week we have a new world champion in Ring of Honor, and his name is Bandito, but we got Tom before that happened. So, once again, we're in the temporary setup. I don't know how much longer in temporary this will be. I'm always going to, anytime I have a video up with Fight Forever footage, which has been a lot of my videos this week, I'm going to put over this game and talk about how much I like this game. And you'll see my name in the corner. Y'all could add me. And we're going to play Stadium Stampede. I love Stadium Stampede, even though 9 times out of 10 I'm playing with bots. Like I said, there's one, now that I know that I have, more of a chance to speak longer in these videos than I do, and I just start blabbing and blabbing. So I'm gonna shut up because it has been an extremely long week, and it's time to end this video. So the video's ending here. I was gonna start another tangent, but I stopped myself. So I do appreciate y'all for watching this. If you watch this far, I do appreciate it. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one because I'm out for now. Enjoy y'all's weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.